That was a long journey. We've been travelling. We left our house on Tuesday at 5 p.m. and it's now Thursday, 11:30 Buenos Aires, Argentina time, 3:30 back home. So yeah, we've been travelling for like nearly 48 hours. But we're finally here. We got here to the hotel, Intercontinental Hotel in Buenos Aires, and we were checking in with the group, and everyone else, they were checking in and they were saying, oh, your room's not ready till 4 p.m. And then when we checked in, they said, oh, your room is the only room that's ready. We're like, yes, we get to our room and just chill. So, and we're on the
19th floor.
The top floor of the whole hotel.
Because it's a great view across the city.
Yeah, so we will do a little room tour and show you the room, and then we can chill and just recover from getting here.
Get ourselves some lunch.
Yeah. Okay, so quick room tour. So this is a Queen Club room in the Intercontinental Hotel in Buenos Aires, and we are on the top floor, the 19th floor, and it's a big room. We have lots of space. We've got a seating area over here with complimentary water. We've got big storage cupboards, massive space on either side of the bed. The decor is kind of a horsey theme going on. We've got a picture of a horse here. Over there, there's a boot in a stirrup with a spur, because of course Argentina is famous for horses and estancias, ranches, so that's the theme they're going for. We've got the TV here. Underneath, inside this cabinet, we have got the coffee maker, which I will be using very shortly to make my second coffee of the day. Wine cooler if we need it, glasses, selection teas and coffees. On the other side we have the mini bar box. The fridge is empty other than water. Drawers down here, space for our cases, desk. And okay, this is what makes this room really special.
What a lovely view across Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
If you look right down, you see the garden at the bottom of the hotel. That's how high we are, the 19th floor. It's fun.
Yeah, so, okay, we'll have a quick look at the bathroom.
Yep.
The bathroom. Bath.
Sink, toilet, bidet, and a bath.
And that is it. So because we're in a club room, we get to use the club lounge. And there's nobody here. So we get it all to ourselves. Choice of snacks. Tea and coffee. And an amazing view. Look at the view. So we're just chilling in the club lounge on the 17th floor. Phil's got some fruity nuts. So they serve coffee and snacks from 12:30 till 5, and then cocktails from 5 till 7, and we get to use it for free. So, and we get to just sit and chill and watch this. So we've come down to get something to eat in the terrace of the hotel. Got a lovely little garden here. So just sitting, enjoying the heat and
It's gorgeous.
peaceful surroundings. It's really nice.
Should almost be in my shorts at this point, still so warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, have some nice food hopefully.
Okay, so yesterday we were really tired, so we didn't get to video quite as much as we wanted. Everything seemed quite hurried and stuff, but we had a really good day. So after we had lunch in the hotel, we met up with Saul. So I booked a few experiences through Airbnb, and one of them was an organic, plant-based food and wine tour. And the hostess this guy called Saul, and he's been like super helpful, keeping in touch with us and letting us know, giving us tips about getting around and things. And then he said, oh, hey, I can meet you in the afternoon before the tour and show you how to get money exchange. So there's 2 different rates in Argentina. So if you do like the interbank rate, it's much lower. But if you're walking about on the streets, you see guys that are saying cambio, and it seems a bit dodgy, and you're like, but actually it's all perfectly legal and above board. So you get
normal here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's normal. Yeah, so it's like much better rate. So Saul took us, he met us outside the hotel, and we just walked down a few blocks to Florida, which is where like the main place where a lot of the cambio guys are there. So he took us to the guy, and we decided to change £100, just to, a nice round number to see. So for £100, if we had changed it in a bank or with the interbank rate, we would have got 22,000 pesos. But with this rate, we got 42,300 pesos. So yeah, almost double. So we met the guy on the street, and then he took us down to this kind of like shady looking little office in the mall, which was a bit weird, but it was all fine. And I'm glad we had Saul with us because they were speaking Spanish, and I think, with our limited Spanish, we would have maybe struggled a bit. But I don't think all was fine, so we got the pesos. And then Saul also gave us this card. It's for the public transport. So you get on the subway, the buses, I think the trains as well. But Saul said it's really hard to get them at the moment. Like, people are struggling to get these cards, and you can't use public transport unless you have one. So he said, oh, I have some spare, I'll just pop to my apartment, so it was close. So he just popped into his apartment as we were walking by and gave us the card to use. So it was super nice of him. He's just a really friendly guy. He's been a good, it's a good base to have like contact with us. Yeah, it's really nice to have contact with locals. I totally recommend coming to Buenos Aires, specifically to get in touch with Saul, because I know for his food-based plan tour. He does other tours as well. But yeah, having a local guide just makes such a difference. So yeah, so then in the evening we took the subway. We managed to take the 2 subways. Saul gave us directions, and we went to Palermo, which is an area which has got a lot of nice restaurants and things. And Saul was there waiting for us, and we had a really nice food tour. So it was like 5 dishes that we sampled. They're all plant-based. It was delicious. The food was really good.
Saul had also brought us a map of Argentina, showing the different regions and telling us a bit about each area.
So, which place are you going to be going to?
And then after that, we walked around a little bit, saw some of the neighbourhood, and then we went to a wine bar. And then we did a wine tasting. So it was 4 different Argentinian wines, organic wines. So we started with quite a new wine, a white wine. And then there was a rosé and a red, kind of a lighter red, I would say. It wasn't a heavy one.
Yeah.
And then finally a Malbec. Yeah. So that was our night. And we were super shattered by the end of the evening, but it was really good. And we weren't late. We got back at 10:30, 11.
Yeah. Well, this thing, but it was felt late for us.
So today we are doing another Airbnb experience. It's a tour at La Boca, which is a neighbourhood where all the immigrants first came to Buenos Aires. That was kind of the first area that they lived. And apparently it's got some really beautiful, colourful buildings and markets where you can buy local art. So we're doing a tour there. We booked for 11, and we're just going to get an Uber because we took an Uber home last night and it was really inexpensive. It was like, well, yeah.
We've arrived in La Boca. We're about to do the tour. We're just looking for a guy in an orange t-shirt.
Wow, we're there. Yeah, he doesn't look
I
like
think he's a tourist.
He's a tourist for sure with an orange t-shirt. So let's not follow him.
No.
But yeah, let's go find him.
Yeah, let's find him.
La Boca means the mouth in Spanish because this area is the mouth of the river where it meets the sea. The tour starts at this bridge, which is historically very significant and is now an iconic symbol of the area.
Moves like a zip line. It is hooked to the rails on top and it moves from one side to the other. So that platform can transport 50 tons. The British who built the train system built this for the tram, for the streetcars.
They've been cleaning up the river in recent years and wildlife is starting to return to the area. We learned a lot about this guy, Benito Quinqela Martin, an Italian immigrant who became a famous artist and philanthropist in the area.
He was self-taught. He came from a very, very poor background and he found a lot of commercial success with polychromatic cement, where they mix paint with cement. They shape so it's not a painting with a brush. They would shape it with a spatula, and then those fresks really resist the outdoors. Since it is cement, they could put it in an open patio, and it became, as I said, a commercial success, mostly because of his theme. Because he had a central theme that was the reivindication of the average working man. In 1936, it was insane. It was the biggest school in the city, built precisely in the poorest neighborhood. Then he built a museum on top that, to curate the museum, he invested a big part of his fortune buying art from young artists that will end up becoming the big names of Argentine contemporary art. And he ended up building his house on the top floor because he became so famous that he started making very powerful friends. So he moved into the school. So when President Alvear would come over for coffee, to get to his place, he would have to walk among the children of the Boca.
Our tour guide was excellent. He's a local himself and his passion and enthusiasm for the area and its development really shone through in his presentation.
One thing that I really like about La Boca is that it's the one brown attraction in the city, because Buenos Aires is always sold as a European city in Latin America. What I like about the South is that it's what locals embrace their Latin identity. We're not ashamed or we don't feel guilty for being brown, for being shorter, for being louder. People in the north of the city, you can notice that the inhabitants of the South, we are much darker than most of the porteños that you see.
Nos pega más, debajo de las sábanas nos encontraría. Suena el ritmo ram pam pam, vamos pa' una ronda más. Tu cuerpo se come como una nucita, con la boca y placer. Si me toca yo te como otra vez, con la boca y placer. Si me toca yo te como otra vez, con la boca y placer. Si me toca yo te como otra vez, con la boca y placer.
This is a mural dedicated to Las Madres de Mayo, mothers of young people kidnapped by the military in the 1970s and 80s. It depicts the mothers protesting in the Plaza de Mayo, wearing nappies on their heads. They still march in front of Casa Rosada every Thursday afternoon and call out the names of their lost loved ones, to which someone replies, "Present, here and forever." This mural depicts a local rap artist called Trueno. You can watch his music video Dance Group, which was filmed in the neighbourhood, on YouTube. I'll post a link.
It's awesome because he shows it without dramatizing or without romanticizing poverty. It's just a guy riding his bicycle in the streets where he grew up, showing his family, showing the part where his grandparents do aerobics. And I really like his perspective because I don't listen to trap music because I'm on the other side of the generational gap, and when I hear this reference to the consumption of substances or very misogynist expressions, that's not what I would like my niece to listen to. I really like his perspective because all of his lyrics are about reivindicating minorities, reivindicating women. In fact, in this video, instead of having 18-year-olds half naked twerking to camera, he has an 80-year-old lady shaking her fake fur coat. It's awesome. It's really, really cute. So even if you don't get the lyrics, as a short film, it's a great insight. This inclusion of female characters into the football culture is very 21st century-ish. And the use of brown characters is also totally intentional. It's part of the narrative that La Boca is actively working on.
The tour ended at La Bombonera football stadium, home to one of Argentina's top football clubs. From there, we headed back to Caminito to get some lunch at a restaurant called Encuentro Nativo, with a tango show included. That's it for this video, but our day wasn't over yet. We decided the best way to get the full Argentinian tango experience was to take a tango lesson ourselves. Join us next time to see how that goes. Also, tomorrow we'll explore more of Buenos Aires. See you then!
Club room in the Intercontinental, I keep doing that,